trick or treat. For all things Halloween, this is Hauntformer, and everyone, happy Halloween. Hope you're having a spooktacular day out there today with all of the fun activities that Halloween has to offer. From pumpkin carving, trick-or-treating, and one of my personal favorites, haunted houses. There's so much to do around Halloween, but one of the most fun things to do around the holiday is to watch movies. And there's so many Halloween movies out there, it's hard to choose which one to watch. So today, I'm going to count down 5 of my personal favorite Halloween-themed movies that you should check out for Halloween. But first, I have one honorable mention to a film that didn't quite make the list, but I thought it should get a very well-deserved shout-out. This goes to the classic Abbott and Costello Meet Frankenstein. This movie is so classic, it has both Abbott and Costello and 3 of the most iconic monsters in film history: the Wolfman, Frankenstein's monster, and Dracula. And all of them are played by their respective actors, except for Frankenstein's monster, who is played instead of Boris Karloff by Glenn Strange, who still does a great job at the character. This movie is funny, yet also freaky, and has some cool monster scenes that you'll want to check out. Even though it's a classic, older movie, it is still a great film to watch around Halloween. Now, let's get into the top 5, and my first of which is the movie Trick-or-Treat, that was made in the late 2000s. This movie is filled with Halloween, from pumpkins, jack-o'-lanterns, trick-or-treating, monsters, all different kinds of stuff. The scenery definitely speaks volumes about Halloween. People are dressed in costumes. There's, of course, the iconic new horror character, Sam, who also makes many appearances throughout this movie. He almost could have another spin-off movie just on his own. But this is such a great movie. I just recently watched it not too long ago, and I already love this movie. I really think you should check it out for Halloween, and it's one of my new personal favorites to watch. Number 4 is gonna go to the iconic Ghostbusters. This is one of my favorite movies, and though it's not specifically Halloween, it has so many Halloween things in it that it's crazy. It's got skeletons, it's got ghosts, monsters, all different kinds of creatures in this movie. The Stay Puft Marshmallow Man, my personal favorite, and also other ones like Slimer and the Librarian Ghost. It also features many talented actors like Bill Murray and Harold Ramis reprising their roles as the iconic Ghostbusters, so it's definitely worth checking out if you haven't seen it. There's also the sequel too, where they come back, and it's not as good as the first one, but it's also a very good film too. Number 3 is going to go to one of your probably favorite Halloween movies to watch, I bet you, The Nightmare Before Christmas. This movie, it also speaks volumes about Halloween, from Halloween imagery to the iconic songs played throughout the film, to the character of Jack Skellington and Sally. They make great characters for Halloween, and it also speaks about the behind the scenes of holidays and where they actually come from, which I think is a really cool concept. I watched this movie also around Christmas time too, because it fits with that Christmas theme, but you can't get wrong with having Halloween in this movie. It just works so well, and it will definitely be one that you'll enjoy for the holiday. Number 2 is going to go to a shorty, yet one of the most iconic films of Halloween history. It's The Great Pumpkin, Charlie Brown. This movie, I know, is short and very, very simple, yet it is sweet and to the point. It has so much Halloween imagery in it, Halloween music, it's got people dressed up in costumes, it's got, of course, Charlie Brown in it, and just the classic simple story of The Great Pumpkin is already a fun movie to watch for Halloween. You can probably watch this in the span of 20 to 30 minutes. It's not a long film at all, and it's a great and classic one. I can remember watching this as a kid, and it's definitely one that reminds me of the holiday. And now number 1, my personal favorite pick of movies to watch for Halloween. It's pretty obvious since it's in the name. It is the name. It's Halloween. When this movie came out in 1978, it got kind of poor reviews at first, and not a lot of people like this movie, but it's now grown into one of the most successful horror movies, or just straight up movies, of all time. It's one of my personal favorite horror movies. I love Michael Myers as the character. He's so creepy, and yet there is a story to be told with the characters in Haddonfield. I really think this is a great movie. It's one of the most iconic Halloween films, not just because of the name, but because of the music by John Carpenter, because of the scenery. There's Halloween all throughout this movie, and of course, Michael Myers. There you go. Those are my top 5 picks for Halloween movies to watch. Have you seen any of those or all of those? Leave a comment below. And if you have a personal favorite, leave it in the comments below as well. Thank you all so much for watching, and happy Halloween. Remember, for all things Halloween, this is Hauntformer.